What's up guys, it's Matt, the Fruitful Investor. Look, if you're investing in long-term properties, have a ton of rentals, scaling your business, doing all this work, but you feel you're not getting a lot of cash flow, there might be another strategy on how to bridge that gap between maybe something intense like flipping, which takes a lot of work, a very active business, can be very risky, but very high cash flow, with long-term rentals, easy, boring, passive, but very low cash flow. We can bridge that gap with Airbnb rentals. So we're still getting all the benefits of long-term rentals, all that mortgage pay down, all that appreciation every month, every year. However, we're boosting that cash flow way more, so we don't need like 50, 100, 150 single family properties in order to think about retiring. Maybe you can do that with only like 5 or 10 Airbnb rentals. But the first thing we need to look at in order to succeed with Airbnb rentals is location. This is absolutely everything. And it all depends really on traffic. How many people are going to this specific area? And most importantly as well, is it seasonal or is it all year long? So for me personally, you want to try and stay away from an area that's really seasonal, very trendy, only during a certain time. If I had to think of something right now on the top of my head, I would think something like Aspen, Colorado, which is probably very insanely popular during the winter time for skiing and snowboarding and stuff, but maybe in the summertime, May, June, July, August, September, might not be as insane for tourism. So still might be good, but not as insane. I don't know anything about Aspen, Colorado. I haven't done the fundamental analysis on that. I'm just throwing something out in the air, but something like that is you might be weary of or want to stay away. So we're investing personally in Florida. I can't say where, but we're investing in Florida because it has that all year traffic. Obviously in the wintertime is insane. Everybody's coming down to Florida for the winter, but even in the summertime, surprisingly, I didn't really think about this or know, the traffic throughout the summer is also insane because people from Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, etc., the southern states go even more south for their summer vacation. So the traffic is absolutely insane. But what you also want to look for is not just so much on this upper level of what's the tourism like, how much tourism is there, which is important, but what a lot of investors really forget on is it a good area in general? How do we know that? We focus on GDP growth. If the town or city we're investing in has GDP growth growing faster than the provincial, if you're in Canada, or the state, if you're in America, the state average, if GDP growth is growing faster than those averages, you might have a winner, because if you have GDP growth and a lot of it in a certain area, this always leads to job growth. If we have job growth, people have money, they want to spend, they want to buy the house from you or rent the house from you, etc. Obviously that makes sense. But if we have a lot of job growth, what always happens as well on the next chain is we have a lot of population growth. Why? People want to move to this area for those jobs. If we have a lot of population growth, it always leads to rental demand. Now this is long-term rental, not specific to us for Airbnbs, but what's really important for us is after it leads to an increase in rental demand, this always leads to an increase in general real estate prices, which is what we want. So we're investing in Airbnbs for the short-term cash flow and the short-term business model, of course, but we also don't want to forget about the long-term business model of we have to sell this property. The benefits of real estate and long-term real estate specifically is the tenant is paying down our mortgage every month while the property is appreciating every month. In the terms of Airbnb, we're making a lot of cash flow every month in the middle as well. So the longer time goes on, our spread gets bigger and bigger. So if we're investing in an area that, yes, has a lot of traffic and tourism, but the fundamentals itself aren't there, which means it doesn't have industries, it doesn't have real jobs, doesn't have a place for regular people who aren't in the tourism industry for them to live or work, well then you're not gonna get that appreciation in the real estate prices. You'll make insane cash flow, lots of tourism coming here and visitors, that's cool, but you wanna sell this thing in 3, 5, 10, 15 years and make a lot of money, right? You wanna buy these properties for 250 grand and hopefully 10 years from now sell them for 700 grand while making the cash flow the whole way through, right? So don't forget the fundamentals as well on that. Next thing you want to do is to renovate the properties way better than your competition. So most people really fail at this point, and what you really want to do is focus on making your property feel luxe with the renovation. So even if you're not buying a luxury property, which a luxury property would be, something that's crazy, 5,000, 10,000 square feet on the ocean or a giant pool, totally mansion party style, right? That's considered more a true luxe Airbnb property. Even if you're buying the $250,000 house in Florida and it's a bungalow, 3 bedroom, 1 bath with a pool in the backyard, we still want to over renovate, which is something we don't want to do with long-term rentals too much. But with Airbnbs, we have a little more play, and we actually do want to over renovate just a little bit to kind of beat out all the competition, because the biggest thing is the competition absolutely sucks with long-term rentals, Airbnbs. People think they can get away with a lot more because, you know, especially in Florida, we spent the whole winter going all across Florida. East side, we went down to the Florida Keys, up to the West Coast. We did everything. We saw the whole place pretty much. Saw everything it had to offer. And man, like 99% of the places we stayed at were just absolutely terrible. Investors were just throwing out properties. We stayed in one house in Naples, Florida, for example. It was like grandma's bungalow. It was built in the 70s, wasn't renovated since the 70s, that's for sure. But they were still charging $700 USD a night. Naples is really expensive. It's the most richest city in Florida and the richest city per capita in all of America, which is crazy. I didn't know that, but pretty cool fact. But still, $700 a night for this piece of crap bungalow that looked like grandma's house. And they were still getting it. It was booked solid, and we had to pay that much because we were short notice. We had to pay an arm and a leg, but they're still getting rented. So imagine the cash flow you could get and the opportunities you can get if you actually renovate way better than everybody else. And that's kind of the main focus, is have a system in place with your renovations in the sense of what is that area investing in? For example, if I'm investing in Aspen, Colorado, I'm gonna make my property look more chalet-like, more cabin feel. My whiteboard's falling over here. But I'm gonna make it feel more like a cabin, more like a cottage, right? If I'm investing in Florida, I'm gonna make the renovations feel more like a beach house. So it's totally different renovation styles. So you need to know where you're buying and who your exact customer is and what they're coming down there or up there for. So everybody's going down to Florida for the beaches, for the sun, for the sand, for the nature. So we're gonna make it feel more like a beach house, obviously. So have a system in place and really play into that theme, you know, because people are going on vacation for a theme. When people go to a resort in Mexico or the Caribbean islands or whatever, they want to feel that exact vibe. So you can kind of overdo it, overplay it up a bit, do the palm trees, do the beachy floors, you know, all that kind of stuff. So having a renovation system designed for the exact strategy you're doing is super, super important. And you want to crush the competition, crush the comp in terms of staging and furnishing. So this is another thing. So not only do you want to renovate it really, really well and make it look amazing, so somebody walks in the door, they're like, holy crap, this is way better than my house, and which is always the goal, right? You want the person coming down to experience a nicer house than what they have back home in Kentucky or New York or Michigan or whatever, right? When they're coming down to Florida. So that's always the goal, is to wow them when they open the front door. But also, don't stop there. You want to wow them also with the renovation, with the staging and the furnishing. So for example, what we do is, I don't know about you, but when I go to Airbnb, like 9 times out of 10, when I go jump on the bed to see what it's awful. It's like a hard concrete mattress. It's terrible. The house might look nice, but the bed always, always, always sucks. It's a pet peeve of mine. I don't know about you, but it is for me. So for us in our Airbnbs in Florida, all the mattresses, a rule of thumb for us, all the mattresses are Tempur-Pedics. Okay, so if we typically have 5, 6, 7 beds in our houses, depending on how many bedrooms they have, that's a very expensive bill. We're spending about 10 to 15 grand just on friggin' mattresses, but that's what it takes. Because when your person comes down, your customer, they're out sightseeing, they're at the beach all day, they're having a long day. Now they want to come home and relax and go to sleep, and when they fall down on my amazing soft Tempur-Pedic mattress, it blows their friggin' mind, and it gives them a nice sleep, and it leads to my next point, which is you want to blow their mind by getting good reviews. This business is absolutely, totally review-based. The more positive reviews you have, the better your Airbnb listing will do, the more money you'll make, the fuller it will be all the time. It'll always be booked. So the whole game plan of Airbnbs is you want to blow their mind in order to get reviews. So like I said, with the beds, we do that. We also provide an espresso machine. So not just like a crappy coffee machine from Walmart, this little coffee machine. No, I'm spending $900 on a Breville espresso machine. Why? When they open the front door and they walk in, and mine's already blown from all the renovations, then they go into the kitchen and they see all this stuff, and I have a real Vitamix, not a crappy Ninja blender. I have a real Vitamix, I have an espresso machine. They're like, oh my God, like I don't even have this at my house. I would never spend 900 bucks on this espresso machine, but I'm glad this guy did, because now I'm gonna have my nice espresso, my nice latte by the pool in the mornings. Oh my God, I can't wait to spend my 2 weeks here. You get where I'm going with this? So we're very, very focused on treating this like a real business. This is a true hospitality business. It's not set it and forget it like your long-term rentals, which are great to build wealth for sure. But like I said, the cash flow is really low. So we're treating this like a business. So anyway, guys, that's the video. By the way, if you want to invest with us in Florida, we're always looking for partners. So if you have 100,000 USD or more, it's kind of 100K minimum, and you're an accredited investor in Canada or the US, feel free to contact me on Instagram, DM me, that's where I am most often, or comment in these YouTube channels, in the YouTube chat below, and we can hook up with you. But we're always looking for partners. If you want to invest in Airbnb, but you're not, what I said is like, dude, this is way too intense. You gotta hire employees, hire cleaners, do all this research, like, I'll just invest with you, which is what normally happens. We have a lot of investors that want all the benefits of what we've created, but they don't want to do all the work on their own because it is a ton of work. No problem, we've done it all. You can partner with us and we'll go from there. Anyway, guys, that's the video. If you liked it, smash the like button. Also hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.